Well, thanks for clicking on to the Saturday afternoon edition of Hogan's European Outlook. At least I've got the day right this time. Back on Thursday when I did the previous video, I actually said twice, it's the Friday edition of Hogan's European Outlook, and when I played it back, I thought, wow. So I do apologise, getting my days mixed up. I think I'm just kind of getting old now, or losing the plot. I think it's these shifts. You're starting at any time of the day, you're finishing at any time of the day, and you don't know. You're crossing from one day to the next, and you don't know whether you're coming or going. I think half the time, but it was the Thursday edition rather than the Friday edition last time, and today I've got the day right at least. But this was the scene this morning, south of Helmsdale, or snow-covered road, snow on the trees. A winter wonderland actually. Down to sea level, it was snowing during the dark hours of this morning, even at sea level, and it was trying its best to lie. But certainly with elevation, we had a couple of centimeters of snow even at high levels. April 9th, and we still have the snow. And by the way, I don't think we're done with it yet, even with the warmer weather that we're going to see into the new work week. But before I get into the video today, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please sub to the channel if you enjoy the content, and hit the like button and share with your friends and family. I do appreciate everybody's support, and we're getting into the into the heart of spring now, and many people that are winter weather lovers like myself, perhaps maybe not quite as interested in this time of the year. But I do encourage you to hang on in here on my YouTube channel, looking at the long range ideas for the summer season, and even talking about next winter as well. There's a lot of things that we can look at, even when the weather is seemingly boring. You get days where it's just sunshine and 20 degrees, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, there's not much to kind of look at, but there's always something to look at when it comes to weather. And I work very, very hard to try and bring interesting things to you, looking at different aspects that you don't necessarily see on the BBC or the Met Office or whatnot. Looking at the global aspects and what goes into bringing the weather that we're seeing. Scenes like this morning that I took on the A9 near Helmsdale, talking about temperatures possibly into the 20s into the new work week. So weird and wacky weather that we do get here in the UK, and I do believe this is a direct response to the stratospheric warming that was seen ongoing during the month of March. I think it's been a pretty good call, if you ask me. The cold spell during the first 2 weeks of April, I think I've done pretty decent actually at that, and could I say I've kind of partially redeemed myself for the winter season? Probably not. But I can at least try anyway to try and make amends for the bust of the December through February period that was a big disappointment. So we'll keep an eye on the weather. I always say that, and I'll continue to say that as well. These were the temperatures this morning, by the way. Most places at or below freezing, as you can see here. Yeah, coastal areas stayed above freezing, as you can see. But inland, it was cold, and that drive between Everton, where I'm based, and Wick, where I delivered to this morning, wind-driven snow. The temperature was stuck at 1 degree, factoring in a pretty stiff west-northwest wind. It was rather bitter out there this morning. Current temperatures coming up somewhat from recent days. Winds are lighter than they have been, so the sun and the sun angle doing its work on temperatures today, as you can see here, climbing into low double figures, as you can see here down on the south coast of England this afternoon. Still stuck in single figures quite widely, as you can see, so still subpar for the time of the year. These are the temperature anomalies compared to normal, as you can see here, for the month so far. So below normal across the UK and Ireland here. Spain, Portugal, France. I think we're going to start to see quite a turnaround actually over the next week to 10 days, especially across Spain, across France, as we start to see the warmth from Morocco and Libya. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. The warmth from Libya and Morocco starting to lift north. Big area of low pressure just to the west of southwestern Europe. That is going to, kind of add a helping hand, so to speak, in pulling some of that heat northwards, and it is going to make an approach on the UK as well. Going to be interesting to see this surge of warmth as we come into and through next week. It's going to be interesting to see how long that lingers. Some of the models are now starting to see, both in the GFS ensemble and the CFS V2, a turnaround to a return to colder towards the end of next week through next weekend here. So we'll wait and see what happens. I did say for a colder than normal April, it is colder than normal at the moment. Obviously, with at this time of the year, it doesn't take much to see that flipping around to warmer than normal. So we'll see how this all pans out as we go forward. So this is the GFS, the latest run of the model here. Like I say, a big area of low pressure to the west of the British Isles. Sorry about that. And you can see here as we go forward. Let's get back to the right chart. You can see here as we go forward, we've got, of course, that area of low pressure, a very deep area of low pressure, dropping into the 950s and millibars to the west of the British Isles here, 963 millibars as of 9 o'clock tomorrow. Of course, we've got that pulling warmth up into Spain, Portugal, France. We're going to start to see the air warming across the British Isles as well. It's going to take a wee bit of time, but it will start to warm up. Another couple of nights of sub-freezing away from coastal areas. Let's have a look at the 850 millibar temperatures here, because that kind of tells the story quite well. So you can see here these warm 850 temperatures lifting out of northwestern Africa, pushing up into the Western Mediterranean, up into Spain, Portugal, France, UK, and as we go forward, we've got chilly air coming down the eastern side of Europe, as you can see as well. As I play through this loop, if you notice here that we start to see winds now start to turn out of the east. Actually, there is some cold air over Scandinavia. There's going to be this battleground, so to speak. We're going to continue to see this fight between warmth, summer-like warmth that is, and cold, winter-like cold, trying to fight its way back in once again here. Of course, when you get sudden stratospheric warming or strat warming, you get that release of cold within the Arctic down into the mid-latitude region, and it kind of tends to almost kind of bounce around. You've got that warmth, abnormal warmth in places such as northern Africa, trying to lift north. We've got a lot of cold air within the mid-latitude pattern, and when you get these kind of surges of heat, it kind of shifts around, just pushes and pulls these cold pools around, and quite often with these type of springs, you've got these kind of nagging effects of warm and then kind of replaced by cold once again. We're going to continue to see that, I think, as we go forward. Notice this one GFS run. We've got a lobe of cold air over Scandinavia, gets pushed into the UK. Why? Because we've got high pressure in the north, and of course the cold runs underneath that. And then it gets quite interesting as we go towards the end of this kind of given period. Monday the 18th of April here. Of course, one run, there will be variations and chopping and changing. Look at this here. We've got another surge of Arctic air coming down into the pattern once again. We get that warmth getting retreated back to the south here. So we've got this back and forth. So the surge of warmth that's coming up, folks, don't believe that is winter in a sense gone. I think we're going to get more return shots of cold air into the pattern as we go through the next few weeks here. This is the GFS ensemble here for the upcoming 5-day period. So we've got below normal across the north of Scotland, above normal England, Wales, Ireland here, as you can see. The 6 to 10 will firmly go into warmer than normal. Of course, we've got that surge of warmth lifting northwards from Spain and France, and I think we are going to see the cold anomalies flipping around quite abruptly here. But look at the 11 to 15 day here. We're starting to see the colder air trying to fight back. So this spring, by the way, is still got some tricks up its sleeve with regards to wintry weather, I think as we go forward. We'll have a final look at the overview chart, because I didn't show you that. I just showed you the 850 temperatures. But you can see here as I play through the loop here, we've got that area of low pressure. It tries to make inroads across the British Isles here. It eventually does, but it comes with in the form, I think, of convective shower activity. We may even see some thunderstorms breaking out with this type of pattern as the area of low pressure kind of bumps its way in and it's disturbed active weather is going to bring some pretty interesting and lively shower and thunderstorm activity with this type of solution as we go forward here. And then as we go towards the end of next week here, we've got building high pressure in the north of the UK, and that tries to send some weather in from the east towards the next weekend here. So still an up and down pattern there as I play through into the following week here. You notice here we've got high pressure in the northwest of the UK, and we're bringing our air back in from the northeast, and yet snow is a possibility once again as well. So there's still plenty of chopping and changing to go. We're not going into a locked warm pattern just yet, I don't think, as we go forward. So that's it for today. I do appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, as I say. And I'll be back hopefully again tomorrow with more. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and Saturday, should I say. We'll get there eventually. Bye for now.